Hello ladies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maria. I am here to help you reach your full potential when it comes to hypergamy and leveling up. If that's something you're interested in, please subscribe to this channel, like this video and share this video. Today I am going to talk about why society wants you to be a pick-me. The reason why society wants you to be a pick-me is because society just basically wants to be easy on men. Which is not fair when you think about it, because at the end of the day we are living in a patriarchal system, and the system is designed for men to thrive. It's designed to benefit them. That's what patriarchy is, basically, in a nutshell. If women continue to have high standards, especially with you know, the feminist movement and everything like that, you know, women are now allowed to earn property and work and make their own money and not have to depend on men, which is a good thing, because a lot of women think that, you know, men nowadays are broke and stingy, etc. But I have come to the conclusion that men have always been like that. Most men have, not the high value men that we us women are seeking. Okay, most men, most regular men have always been underachievers. The reason why we are seeing it now is because women can now work, and women can move up the, you know, the social ladder on their own without the help of a man and without marrying some regular ass guy. Back in the 50s and beyond, women, basically their life depended on getting married and being taken care of. And a lot of the times, even though that these women were taken care of, these women weren't living their best life. A lot of them were basically slaves in their home, cooking and cleaning constantly, having a bunch of kids, and that's just basically what their life ended up being. Now, women love leisure. We love taking trips, we love traveling, we love shopping, we love being creative, we love all that stuff. A lot of women choose certain men because those men can provide a situation for them where they can pursue all those things that they like. So if you are married to a broke guy and you have to work to help pay bills, and at least you can work, but back then you couldn't even work, so you had to just be happy with whatever he brought home after payday. You had to make do with whatever your husband brought home, period. So in my opinion, and think about it ladies, most men, the majority of men, have always been mediocre. The reason why most of them are not providers is because they never were. The only reason why they were able to have wives and quote unquote provide is because they really had no choice. Things were cheaper back then to accommodate men, because, you know, men couldn't afford anything. Most men could barely afford their one wife, let alone, you know, living a good lifestyle, etc. I hope you ladies are understanding where I'm coming from. But again, if you think that men being dusty is something new, it's not. Men have always been underachievers. It is what it is. So moving on, now that women can make their own money, they can go on trips, they can basically do all the stuff that they always wanted to do without the help of a man. Men feel that, okay, fine, now that you can do all that stuff yourself, you don't need me to do anything for you. It doesn't make any sense to me, number one, because I would not recommend women getting into relationships and marriage with men that they have to help, men that need their help. So if your man needs your help, he needs you to work, he needs your help to pay bills, he needs you to help him live a certain lifestyle so that, you know, he can save money or whatever. And, you know, our job is not to make things easier for men. Their job is to make things easier for us. Their job is to make things easier for themselves. Their job is to make money and provide for their families. Men have one job. All they have to do is provide and protect. So if you're in a situation where you are dating a guy and he's not providing for you, you don't need him. He needs you. And there are a lot of women out here that are so confused because The reason why you don't feel, it doesn't feel right going on dates and paying, going dirt, splitting bills. The reason why it doesn't feel right when you move in with your boyfriend and you have to help pay rent and stuff like that is because it's not natural. That's not the natural order of life, and that is why you will always feel uncomfortable. And that's why a lot of pick-me women, they go crazy when they invest all this energy, emotional energy and financial energy on men, and only to be cheated on or dumped for someone better, younger, and etc. One of the driving forces that is helping brainwash women into being pick-me's is Hollywood. If you see me looking over there, it's because I'm looking at my cat. I'm sorry. Time and time again, I've seen so many movies where women just basically settle for less. Just settle for the regular guy, the regular Joe, the guy with the dead-end job, the guy who is not moving up in his career, etc. I've seen it happen so many times. Yet still, the woman still has to remain beautiful and feminine. So, who is getting the shitty end of the stick here? Think about that, okay? We've seen it played out time and time again in Hollywood. And the women, and if you see a hypergamous woman in a movie, she's portrayed to be a bitch, a gold digger, a bad person, etc., etc. So, a movie that I want to talk about, this particular movie that I want to talk about and use as an example is Breakfast at Tiffany. Because I have read the book, and the book and the movie is completely different, especially the ending. So, in the movie, we are introduced to this character who is whimsical, carefree, beautiful, young, and she earns a living by providing her company to wealthy men. I guess she's an escort, whatever you want to call it, okay? So she would go on dates with guys, and that's how she would make money. She also had a client who would send her to prison to visit someone in prison, and he would pay her for that. So she was basically earning a living by providing companionship to wealthy men. And the story is told by her neighbor, who is a struggling writer. So basically this guy can't do anything for her. So when you look at the movie, he comes across as like a gay best friend, but he's not, because he's actually interested in her in a romantic kind of way. Sorry guys, my camera died. So where was I? Yes. So the story was told by the perspective of the next door neighbor. She got into trouble, okay, because her goal was in the book. I'm not sure if it was the same thing in the movie, because I haven't seen the movie in years, guys, so forgive me. Her goal was to marry a wealthy guy. That's basically what her goal was. And there's nothing wrong with that. Do not feel bad because that is what you want. Society doesn't want you to want those things, because they just want to make things easy on men. They want men, broke men, ugly men, men with bad genes, all kind of guys to have access to women. That's basically what the agenda is. And in order for all men to have access to women needs to be pick-me's. We need to have low standards and low self-esteem. That's it. Yeah, so in that movie, her goal was to marry wealthy. But in the end of the movie, she ended up with the same neighbor, the same struggling writer who can't do anything for her. And when I saw that movie years ago, I thought that was cute, because I didn't know any better, because I had a pick-me mindset where I thought that love was everything and all you need is love, which is not true. Which is why a lot of women, especially pick-me's, when they are done with a relationship, they come out the one losing. They look older than the boyfriend or the husband. They let themselves go. They look miserable. That's basically what is always going to happen in a pick-me dusty scenario. Every single time. It's very rare that the woman comes out winning, because if you look at Steve Harvey's ex-wife, Mary, she is still complaining and she's still crying about being robbed. And I'm going to do a video about that. If you guys want me to do a video about Mary, I think I'm going to title that video When Bob the Building Goes Wrong. So if you guys want me to do a video about that, let me know and I will do it. Back to the movie. In the end, she ended up with the neighbor who is broke, the struggling author or whatever. However, in the book, that's not how it ended, because in the book, she ran away. She moved to another country and he never saw her again. And one can only imagine that she ended up marrying that wealthy guy. And I think in the book, all he got was a postcard. And she was basically, she gave off the impression that she was basically living her best life in Argentina. Was it Argentina or Brazil? Guys, correct me in the comments. But I remembered that she ran off to Argentina or Brazil or whatever, because, you know, she got herself into trouble in the United States. But I know for a fact that even though the story doesn't indicate that she married wealthy, you can tell, because if you really study the character and you look at the character, the consistency of the character in the book, you know for a fact that she eventually got what she wanted. Okay, so the author never saw her again. They didn't end up being together. That whole lovey-dovey and that kiss at the end, that did not happen in the book. That's not how the book ended. This is just a classic example of how Hollywood, you know, changes things and once Hollywood get their hands on something, you know it's going to be some pick-me BS or something like that. Okay, just to fulfill whatever agenda they have at the moment. So in conclusion, if you have been a pick-me and you've done all the pick-me stuff, made all the mistakes, don't feel bad about it, because you didn't know any better. Society doesn't want you to be hypergamous. Society doesn't want women to be hypergamous. In the animal kingdom, the females are always hypergamous, always. In the human, when it comes to humans though, the men are the ones that have the upper hand, because they are the ones that are winning and benefiting from all of this. They are, because they have found a way to manipulate women and to shame women into lowering their standards. And women's standards have been lowering and lowering and lowering with every generation basically every generation that passed. So, ladies, now is the time for us to take our power back. Now is the time to raise our standards and keep it high. The only way these guys are going to meet our standards is if we keep it high and all of us raise our standards at the end of the day. So don't be brainwashed. Don't be fooled by Hollywood. Don't let Hollywood trick you. Don't let your family tell you that, oh, you want too much, you're not going to get that. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. And as a matter of fact, do not tell people what your intentions are. Nobody's supposed to know, okay? When we look at hypergamous women, they are not out here telling everybody that they want to marry wealthy and they only want men for their money. They're not doing that, okay? So, move in silence, ladies, and manifest the life that you want. Keep your standards high, and you are going to see that men are eventually going to start meeting your standards. So that's what I have to say for this video, ladies. If you like this video, give me a like, share the video, and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you so much, ladies, for all your support. I'm so grateful, especially you ladies in the group. You ladies have no idea how grateful I am. Trust me, I am. Thank you so much. And I hope this video was helpful. So with that being said, I'm gonna go, and yeah, thanks for your time, and I'll see you ladies in another video. Bye.